Hi everyone, my name is Serina Slaunwhite. I'm a transgender woman from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. And I'm explaining today about the sex reassignment program in Nova Scotia regarding breast implant surgery not being covered for trans women. And if you want to see the video about my plea regarding the sex reassignment program, please stay tuned. My plea here today is to state the unfairness of the Nova Scotia Department of Health's policy regarding the sex reassignment or sex reaffirming surgery program and the surgeries that are covered by MSI for that particular purpose. But I want to make aware to everybody out there in the trans community and all women in general for that matter, this policy is unfair for all of us and we need to take a stand on this. Well, first of all, as far as the sex reassignment program is concerned, breast implant surgery is not insured by MSI for trans women. Number two, and this is for all women in general, doesn't matter if you're a trans woman, transsexual, or biological female, but all women are denied access to that because they deem it as cosmetic. My view is there's nothing cosmetic about it because breasts are the natural formation of a woman's physical appearance. So why should it be looked at as cosmetic if a trans woman wants to have implants or if a biological female wants to see a surgeon about a deformity in her breasts? That should not be considered cosmetic. The thing that I find unfair about it is that breast implant surgery is not covered for trans women. Now for trans men, however, they will cover mastectomies so that they can have their breasts removed so they will be able to look more male. However, the reason behind why they won't finance or insure this is mainly because of the fact that their explanation is that through hormonal therapy, trans women will develop small breasts. People have to remember, we are males transitioning to become female. We have no breasts to start out with. Through hormonal therapy, yes, small breasts will develop. First of all, as far as the sex reaffirming program is concerned, that policy really needs to be revised to be more inclusive for both genders, and that includes having breast implants for trans women, because they don't fully realize that a trans woman wants to look and feel more feminine. Again, I'm stressing not just on the outside, but on the inside as well, because psychologically, she's not going to feel complete. I mean, who wants to live as half a woman when, yes, you know, you can have the sex reaffirming surgery, but you can't have breast implant surgery to complete the process? In my view, yes. Although I don't think the Department of Health will ever admit to that, but when you think about it, in their view, it's more cost effective to remove something surgically as opposed to putting something in. And if you were to look at it from that point of view, as far as the Department of Health is concerned, that would seem to make more sense to them. But again, I stress, they would probably never admit to that, because if they did, there'd be public outcry over it. I don't think the Department of Health really thought this policy out thoroughly, because for one thing, they didn't consult with nurse practitioners in the mental health field who deal with trans patients to get a take on how they don't fully understand how this can impact a trans woman psychologically and women in general if they can't get access to that service. I did a little bit of research, however, I did have some difficulty trying to get the total cost of what the entire surgery would be with breast implants. However, I did check out one plastic surgery clinic here in Halifax, and you'd be shocked to find out that breast implants, depending on which type you choose, and there are only two kinds, there's saline and there's silicone gel. And depending on which one you choose, the price can differ anywhere from $6,250 to $7,400 just for a pair of breast implants. That doesn't even cover the cost of the surgery or the fees for anesthesia and facility costs. If the Department of Health were to say that they were going to look into this and seriously do a review of it, I would certainly want to be a part of that, because I would want to have other advocates come on board with me and look into this policy to make sure that if they do decide to revise it, that it's fair and equal for every trans woman and every woman out there. Basically, I'm taking a stand on this because, number one, as far as the sex reaffirming program is concerned, yes, it is totally unfair for trans women that they can't have breast implant surgery, whereas mastectomies are covered for trans men. And the same thing goes for biological women out there who have been denied that service for whatever reason, because the data looked at it as cosmetic. There's nothing cosmetic about a woman's physical appearance. My hope is here, and I'm being realistic now when I say this, but although I feel I may not get anywhere with the government, and I should stress that I'm not only fighting this issue with the Department of Health, because if it fails there, I'm going to take my case and plead it with the Human Rights Commission. However, I will state one thing. If all else fails, and this is obviously a huge step for me because it would involve having to hire legal help and trying to get advocates to come on my side and voice this in the Supreme Court of Nova Scotia to get this policy changed. Not just for all of us trans women, but for every woman out there in Nova Scotia. I want every trans woman and every biological woman out there to understand that you have a voice. You have a say. If we all come together and speak up against the Department of Health's policy regarding breast augmentation and breast implant surgery for trans women and all biological women out there, that this is totally unfair. Every woman should have access to that service. There's nothing cosmetic about a woman's physical appearance in terms of her breasts, be it for medical reasons, such as removal of an abscess or a deformity in her breast, and as far as trans women are concerned, we should be able to have that included in the sex reassignment program for implants to be insured by MSI. So that's basically my plea to all of you out there. I hope that you will share this video with everyone out there. And please, if you really feel strong about this, please support me for my fight against the Department of Health here, and for every other woman here in Canada and North America out there that is going through the same situation, and all trans women out there too, not just here in Canada, but in the US as well, and everywhere else around the world. Love you all.